Hello there guys, and welcome to a race that it is hosted by HYDRA Racing League. And well, to be honest, this is my debut race in the Alpha tier, and the one that I am full-time is in the Beta tier, the tier that got 2 races cancelled because almost nobody got into the race. And in this tier, they participate a lot of people, and the main reason the beta tier doesn't have a lot of participants, it's because the race schedule is in a time where people aren't available. So they started to just change the schedule, and maybe those drivers will participate more in the race. Meanwhile, on the Alpha tier, I just got like posted as a reserve driver because I'm not officially in the Alpha tier. And well, here we are in Baku. Unfortunately, I haven't done much practice, and well, here we are in our out lap, just like a practice lap. I decided to just go for 3 laps, just to practice. And well, to be honest, those corners are very dangerous to take, especially with the braking, and we're seeing into turn 9. Unfortunately, we just got the snap of oversteer, and yeah, I am stupid, very stupid I am, because I just crashed into turn 9, and yeah, just one out lap and qualifying is over for us. I would have another race. It was going to be Elite League Racing Cup, round number 11, but I have THR right now training, the training we do our team at the same time, at the same day, and unfortunately for the league, the team owner didn't allow us to run on that race, and instead we just train on his training session. So yeah, unfortunately I couldn't participate in that race, but well, at least I am participating in this race. And after that crash in qualifying, my expectations just dropped down all the way to just survive the race. At least I just crashed in qualifying, although that means that I may start in last place, but at least it isn't a race. So let's just head into the qualifying results, because our qualifying is over for us. So let's just head to that thing. So these are the qualifying results that show the actual grid, not only the top 14. And Vero got pole position, Raptor 2nd place, Leonelas got 3rd place, 2 BMR drivers got 4th and 5th positions, Ferchero got 6th position, Samuel 7th, Buck, my ex-teammate from Elite League Racing Cup Season 7, finished 8th in qualifying, and will start in that position in the race. Churrasco finished 9th position, Crico 10th, Arcade Zero in 11th place, Attic Mox in 12th place, Cherno in 13th, the SRX driver in 14th, Godlin 15th, and myself and bottom 4 didn't set the time, but still I just qualified 16th. So well, let's get into the pre-race strategy. So here is the race strategy. It's going to be a default medium hard strategy, although it can be altered during the race just in case there will be a safety car. And if it gets altered, fortunately the alternative strategy also gets me starting with the medium tires. So I can have a choice, and it's going to be or else a medium hard strategy or a medium soft. In the field, I just underfueled the car down to 51 kilograms, as usual, as I do since like F1 2019 in career mode, I think so. Yeah, I remember those days. And with the car setup, there's no change with with these things. So, well, let's head into the race. And remember, in this league, it doesn't have formation lap. So let's just get straight into the race. And well, we're getting prepared, our nerves for the race day, and yeah, I was a little bit nervous as the fight lights get started for my David Racing Character Racing League in Alpha Tier, and it's on their way for Baku, and the safety car has already been deployed. And well, I'm grateful that the safety car got deployed, so I'm not going to just go straight away into turn 9, 8 and 9, I mean, without much of practice. But we're seeing that many drivers are just being stopped, and I just overtook one driver, and despite that it became legal. I think he was sitting the place, but I don't know what was happening. But the fact that we are now in P15, one place gained, and there might be a little bit of chaos when the race gets going, but meanwhile we're just getting a little bit up to our grips in this circuit, because to be honest, I think I have said that earlier, but if I haven't, well, I'm going to say, and it is that I haven't practiced properly, and I just made like 1 or 2 laps, maybe 3 laps, 4 or 5, I think so. And in this entire game, I've done like 17 laps in this game at Baku. So yeah, you may see that I didn't practice much, but fortunately I made into turn 8 and 9 without crashing, not like in qualifying. And well, we're just waiting until the safety car ends. Meanwhile, we're staying out with our medium tires because it's just lap 1, and I wasn't having like much of the confidence to box for hard tires and expect those tires to last until the end of the race. But also I was, to be honest, I think there'll be more safety cars, and the safety car could deploy like lap 6 or 7, and I can box for hard tires just like everyone else. But it's not happened yet, so it's just a prediction. We're now into lap 2. We have made into lap 2, and we're seeing that Churrasco has bought for soft tires, and well, we are up into P14. So despite like 97% of the race being in safety car, that 97% were the times where I just got 2 places, and yeah, that's just a little bit unlikely to see people getting 2 places in just 1 lap of safety car, but it can happen because many of them will box and the others will stay out. But there's chaos, and we're seeing that someone has rear-ended the Red Bull of Cherno, and well, we're still in P14, and oh, that is just some chaos. Looks like there has been a lot of traffic, and we are very, very slow. I don't know what's happening, but we're seeing that most of them are crashing into each other and crashing into the wall. I don't know what's happening. We're seeing much debris, and I think this should be a red flag. Many of them are retiring, and we're seeing that Godly has... oh, I don't know what to say about it. I just lost some words, and I got an illegal overtake, and I'm just sitting my place. I don't know what's happening. I think someone got an illegal overtake and slowed down, and that caused that massive traffic jam, and we're seeing a lot of debris. Thank goodness we didn't have a puncture, and there's now 10 runners, and we're seeing that now 8 runners in the race, and well, we are up into 7th place. That's just some miracle of miracles. And we're seeing that an Aston Martin almost brake checked me, and there are now 7 runners, and oh, That is some craziness. We are now 6 runners and heading into turn 17. We're just continuing with the race and oh my goodness me, what the hell happened? I just checked the message and we just saw that yes, it was a red flag, although it's not an ordinary red flag that we see in this game, but we're moving to another lobby, and it is because there have been a massive failure in the race, and that massive failure, maybe glitch, is because the safety car got triggered right after the race started. So we're in the different lobby, so well, let's just get prepared for the race restart and hope we can get that race restart very good. So see ya in that thing. Alright, so we're now into the pre-race strategy. It's going to be the same strategy as the supposed race start, and we're just grabbing our setup. We're learning from our mistakes we did in Japan in Elite League Racing Cup Season 6 in Japan. Like, it was round 19, and in the second start I just forgot to grab my setup, and the third start I just forgot to just adjust my tire pressure, and I just struggle a lot with oversteer, but fortunately we didn't commit that same mistake, and also we just lowered the field the same as the first start. So no formation lap, but in this time we're starting in 15th place, and race is going to be started with just only 19 drivers instead of 20. Someone has just jumped the start, and we are underway, and we're seeing that Grico, I don't know what's happening to him, but I think he has left the session, and well, I don't think he jumped the start because I didn't see him having a tractor penalty, but turn 1 was clean into turn 2! Oh boy! Someone has just rear-ended us, and fortunately we didn't have any damages, but we just got a warning because we just crashed with Mochis, but we are up into P18. Unfortunately, this is P18 and not P15, and we're seeing that Wirowski, my reserve driver from Season 6 in Elite League Racing Cup, has done something very wrong into turn 3, and we're up into P17. At least we're having a little bit of a comeback, but we're struggling with our brake confidence, and we're not knowing where to brake, to be honest. And that practice didn't work me a lot, but we are up into P16, I think so, and into turn 8 we're doing this very careful in order to not do the same mistakes as of qualifying, but we're in P16 and we are having a negative amount of fuel, but there can be a safety car, and we're heading into turn 16. We don't have to wow, we just locked extremely our rear brakes, and we just ended up like we were rear-ended, but I triggered a virtual safety car, and we are down to P17, and well, I'm pleased I didn't lose a lot of time because the delta time is plus 8.7 seconds and not 1.1 second or 0.5, but still we are very far away from the field, and someone has boxed, another driver has boxed Antikmos and Wirowski, if you are wondering which drivers I was mentioning, and another driver, and it is Mochi's teammate who boxed for hard tires, I think so, but Grico has retired from the race, and we are up into P11 somehow. And when the safety car, the virtual one, ends, I was still behind the field, and ending that thing I was like 2.5 seconds behind the delta time, and yeah, I was going pretty fast in order to catch the field, but not enough, and into turn 8 I almost crashed into it. It's gone really slow because I just braked too much, and well, at least we just survived into that section. We're only just to see about if we are going to survive turn 16, I mean 15, which I did, and well, we are now into the final section of the track, and we're about to survive lap 2 for the first time in a league race in Baku in F1 23. Although it's just my first race in Baku, so it's not much of a surprise, but well, let's see if we can survive the race. Into lap 3, we're heading into turn 1, and we almost spin because we just locked our rear brakes, and also we almost crashed into the wall because we overcorrected the car, and unfortunately we got passed by Moti's teammate, and we're down to 12th place, and that was a near miss for me. And into turn 3 I wasn't having much confidence, and I didn't know where really to brake. Well, I know where to brake because it is just after the screen which shows you which flag are we, and then into turn 5 we also got a rear brake lock, and that deployed a safety car, not a virtual one, a real safety car. So that means that Phil will get punched up, and well, I decided to just modify my front brake bias from 54% all the way to 57% in order to not receive too much rear locks. And well, although this could mean that I will have a lot of front brake locks, but I prefer that than the rear ones. And well, we're just going to stay out, and well, let's just wait until the safety car ends. Meanwhile, let's just heat up our tires and get into the bunching up field. And well, when the safety car got ended in lap 5, I was up into 7th place, and the reason I was in that place, it is because other drivers boxed, I think for hard tires, well, mostly, and well, we're just heating up a little bit of tires, and we're getting prepared for the safety car relaunch, because the safety car, as I said earlier, but in other words, is in this lap. And meanwhile, in terms of fuel, we have plus 0.11 laps of fuel, and that means that we don't need to be too conservative with the fuel anymore. And unfortunately, with the tires, we haven't heated up them properly, and they are like at 79 degrees Celsius, and well, hope they heat up during the straight. And we are beginning lap 6, and into turn 1 we're just hitting it cleanly, and that was very clean until we just got a little bit of a snap of oversteer. Fortunately, I could save it, and we're seeing that they were getting cleanly into the first sector for now, so far. But into turn 3, I didn't have much confidence with the brakes. I just braked too early, and I should have way more confidence with the brakes, because I just adjusted the brakes so I won't have much of my rear lock. But well, we just see if those rear locks will get reduced or will still be. And meanwhile, we're seeing that Guero is leaving the session. Well, he has left the session, and we are about to overtake him, and we are getting up into P6, and that was very good for us, and we are now in 6th place. We have got 9 places in just 6 laps, and well, to be honest, it is just because some drivers boxed for tires, and well, we're just seeing what the race comes ahead of us. But for now, we're just maintaining that 6th place, although unfortunately I'm not having much of my straight line speed, and the gap between my teammate and myself is reducing in just that straight. I just lost 0.2 of a second, and I just almost spun into turn 1, and in lap 7 we're seeing that the gap has been reduced to 0.2 seconds, and well, I have to cede that position to my teammate and hope he is faster than me so he can overtake many drivers and help with the Constructors' Championship. And well, we are in 7th place and hope we can maintain that place. And ending on this lap, we're maintaining 7th place and into turn 1. Unfortunately, I just braked too much and we locked our rear brakes, dropping 2 places, maybe 3 places, like Battle lost 3 places in Baku 2018, but in this time we just locked our rear brakes instead of the front brakes Battle locked 5 years ago. And well, we just lost 3 places, and that is just an unfortunate situation for us, and hope we can come back later on. But meanwhile, we're on lap 8, and well, we're just seeing if the safety car gets deployed. If not, well, we need to just be on pure pace, but at least we're in the points, so I won't finish the race empty hands. But with just 1 single point, that's not enough for me. I can have way more points, but well, let's see if the other drivers will decide to spin or maybe deploy a safety car. As you can see, I just paused a little bit, and it is because I just pressed the pause button by mistake. I was trying to press the A button, the rear view button, but instead I just pressed the pause button, and it's just a common mistake, although it's not shown because I just did in some practice races, and it is because the pause button and the rear view button are very close and I can get confused. But meanwhile, we just ending lap 8 into P10, and well, I think it's just going to be an empty one, just driving in order to just maintain P10, and the virtual safety car got deployed. I was going to say that we are in the middle of nothing, there's no one in front of me, although Buck is just right behind me, 1.1 second, but he cannot overtake me unless I just spin or get into runoff area because the virtual safety car got deployed. So we are chilling in 9th position, and the delta time is plus 1.3 seconds. We need to load this down to like 0.2 seconds. Not too much, or else we'll just get past when the virtual safety car ends, and we're in the negative delta time. We just get a drive-through penalty, so we don't cross the line. And well, meanwhile we're just respecting the delta time, and we're seeing lots of smoke. I don't know where did that come from. Well, it's very far away from us. It seems very fake that these smokes last very long, because he's 5 seconds ahead of me, and the virtual safety car ended, and the RS is now enabled, and we're returning to race speed, and we're heading into turn 15 very cautiously, and well, no one is in front of me, so we're just trying to maintain P9, and meanwhile Buck is trying to overtake us. Maybe he'll use the big straight to overtake me and dominate me and humiliate me, but well, let's see if I can defend from him. I'll deploy, well, I won't deploy much of ERS. I'm just trying to conserve a little bit, but I decided to deploy much of it, and unfortunately he humiliated me. And entering lap 10, I just touched, and fortunately that didn't cause him to spin, but he almost crashed into the wall, and well, he's now in P9, I'm in P10. I deployed my DRS, but that didn't work much because he has better straight line speed than me. So heading turn 3, I just brake too early as usual, and well, we're just in P10, hope we don't lose way more positions. And that won't happen, well, it's going to be unlikely to happen because the driver who is behind me in P11 is 9 seconds, and we're seeing that Cherno has retired from the race, and that deployed the full course safety car. So it is lap 10, there's 16 laps to go. I decided to box for hard tires, and that's the thing I'm going to do. And that's the thing we're about to do. We're entering the pit lane. We almost crashed into a wall. We just knocked a little bit our rear brakes, but that's nothing to worry about it because we didn't crash into a wall. And we are in 10th place, and we're boxing for hard tires, and we just got out of the box, and unfortunately someone else has jumped us, and we are down into P11. Although in reality I don't think someone has jumped us, and that meant that someone didn't box, and someone behind me didn't box. So and that's nothing to worry about it. That's no glitch about it. Just a normal thing. But well, we're just heading into the punching up field, and we're just heating up our tires, and let's wait until the safety car ends. And that wait for the safety car to end is now lap 12, and we are heating up our tires, and let's get prepared for safety car relaunch. And so it has rear-ended us, and that means that we just lost control and we crashed into the wall. Fortunately we didn't damage our suspension, but we just got our front wing destroyed, and we're seeing that Wirowski and Churrasco got a drive-through penalty, and unfortunately we had to box for a new front wing, so that means that we just lost 30 seconds. We just lost a lot of time, and we are entering the pit lane, and this is just going to be a painful 30 seconds. And I think well, to be honest, I just forgot who was the one who rear-ended me, but we're down into last place, and we're seeing that Raptor also boxed. We just boxed for medium tires because the engineer told us to box for those tires, and Raptor boxed for hard tires, and Ferchero, well, many drivers set the fastest lap, but Ferchero was the one who maintained that fastest lap. And yeah, that's not a race I wanted to have. And Godly has retired from the race, and Buck as well has retired from the race. So this means that we are up into the points, and that means that if you survive the race, you're guaranteed to have a point, unless you just complete 90% of the race, or else the game will consider you as not classified because you just didn't complete 90% of the race. And so we need to be at least 3 laps down to the race leader in order to get those points. Well, I don't know what to say anymore. I just forgot what I was going to say, but you know I was going to say. But someone has also DNF'd, and that means that we are now all the way into 9th position, and we're seeing that Raptor has left the session, and this means that he's ghosted and the AI controlling him, which means that he's way slower than me, and we can be up into P8, and that's just some miracle. But that miracle, it is suspicious because Churrasco is also out of the race, and we are only 8 runners, 7 now, and Wirowski is serving his drive-through penalty, and we are now into the second half of the race. But it is very suspicious. This might trigger up a red flag, another red flag, and this means that we're going to move to another lobby, but we're seeing that Wiroski is controlling himself and not the AI, so at least it is not the glitch. It's happening to myself, but we just overtook him very easily and we are up into P6. Meanwhile, I think no one is in front of me. The one who is in front of me is very far away from us, so I think P6 is going to be the place we are about to finish the race. So yeah, that's just a little bit unfortunate, but we're heading to turn 7, so the only thing we have to do is to be careful, and we're seeing that Ferchero has retired from the race, and that means that we are up into P5, ending lap 14, and we're seeing that my teammate has also retired from the race, and I don't know what's happening, and that means that this could mean that the race has been restarted. Well, red flagged again, in this time, and they didn't send us a message. Instead, he just said in his Twitch stream that unfortunately he didn't take that video, so there's no evidence about him saying that the race has been red flagged. But we're heading to another lobby, and well, to be honest, the race is now getting reduced all the way to 25% because we have already completed the first half of the race, and the only thing we have to do is to complete the other half of the race. So well, let's just head into another lobby and hope we can get a clean second half of the race. So because the race got reduced down to 25%, because we already completed the first half of the race before the red flag, the strategy has been altered, so we're going to do the default medium soft strategy. And well, as you could see, I just grabbed my setup and we're lowering the fuel down to 26 kilograms, not much, just in case there's no safety car and they drive cleanly. And this time we're starting in 10th position, and the place we were before the red flag. And well, let's just hope I don't DNF, and it is going to be underway. The third race start is about to begin with the 5 red flags about to be turned on, but I don't know what's happening, but we're seeing that the load was too long, but now the 5 red lights have turned on, and it's lights out, and away we go. And someone has already started, and he has now dropped the penalty. But there's chaos into turn 1, and fortunately we managed to survive turn 1 without any damage. And into turn 2 we also survived, and we are up into P8 because some drivers got anchored and they just slow down each other, and Fertero has retired from the race, and we are now 12 runners. And well, to be honest, that means that we didn't get cleanly lap 1 because someone has retired from the race and someone gave me a gap, and we used that gap to overtake him down the inside into turn 5, now the outside into turn 6, and we are up into P7. And that's pretty good for us. And into turn 7, we're seeing that Samuel got some network issues. And into turn 8, we're seeing that we almost crashed into Guero, but fortunately he ghosted and he's retired from the race, and we're up into P6. That's just pretty good for us. And there are now 11 runners, and this could mean that the fuel I'm having gets used less, and that means that the fuel is going to be like minus 0.05, or maybe we could get into the positive ones, and this means that I don't have to conserve my fuel a lot. Raptor has returned from the race, so we have now 10 runners left, and this means also that we are now half of them in the race. we are now halfway on the race, and there are now half of the drivers surviving. And despite that, the virtual safety car is still on. Mochi's teammate box for hard tires, and we are up into the top 5 for the first time in the race. So this is very good for us, and the virtual safety car is about to end. And well, we're aiming to beat Buck, or at least maintain that 5th position. Meanwhile, into turn 3, hope I can have that confidence. We have no confidence, but unfortunately Samuel didn't think that, and he braked too late and he rear-ended me. Fortunately, I didn't spin, so that rear end wasn't too much of a concern for us. Meanwhile, I just ran wide into turns, I was going to say 6, but it is actually turn 5, the turn I just went wide, but yeah, I also lost time into turn 6, but we are now into turn 7, and we are now into the narrow section. Fortunately, Samuel didn't rear-end us, and we're still nearby the, I was going to say the real GT, but no, in reality, he's Buck. I just got confused by those gamer tags, but turn 15 is the only corner that I'm not having much confidence. Well, I just braked too late, and I just rear end like end, and if I just brake too early, I'll lose time. I don't know. I don't think there's a middle point. Maybe I should be careful in turn 15. But we're seeing that Buck is has the same pace as us, and we're deploying all my ARS. But we're seeing that Buck isn't getting nearby us. Instead, he's approaching Arcade Zero, and he may aim to overtake him. And we're now nearby them, and I think this is now a 3-way fight for 3rd place. And Buck is about to overtake Arcade Zero for 3rd place. And will he do that thing? No, he won't. And instead, Samuel has rear-ended us, and Antigmos has returned from the race, and the the real safety car has been deployed. Sorry about saying virtual, I just got force of habit. I'm now having a habit of saying virtual safety car because, to be honest, a lot of virtual safety cars got deployed. I don't know how many safety cars got deployed, I just lost the count. But we are now 9 runners, and the engineer suggested me to box full soft tires in this lap. I decided to stay out, and despite choosing to box on lap 3, in my mind I have different plans, and we dropped down to P5, which was P6, but a driver got retired from the race, and Wirowski has left the session, and that means that only a few real runners are still in this race. And well, we're just waiting until the safety car ends, and this might be the race where less than half of the field finishes the race. So yeah, this is just a very terrible race in terms of cleanness. Very dirty race. If you could see that less than half of them are still in the race, and Arcade Zero has retired from the race, and we are seeing that Samuel has also retired from the race. I don't know what's happening. We are only 7 runners, and well, around this time, Eddie, the streamer, the one who is streaming the race and the one who organized it, has said that this is now turning into a Battle Royale, and we just stopped, and someone has rear-ended us terribly, and we are now leading the race. But that doesn't matter because this is not a race anymore. This is now a Battle Royale. We're just seeing who is the last to survive, and the last to survive gets a point. So we are now surviving for the race. And what's happening for the race? we just only ran the first half of the race. This third start of the race didn't count, and Buck is trying to kill us. And well, this is just an unlikely situation. That is just a very rare. And well, Buck was trying to crush me and destroy my front suspensions, but he failed to do that. He only managed to damage a little bit of my front wing, and well, he was just trying to destroy my race. I just paused a little bit, and I just overtook him, and we're now leading the race once again. Oh, I was going to say about the race is that this third restart didn't count, so this part of the race is now a Battle Royale. He destroyed my front wing. Fortunately, he didn't race-ended me, so we're now seeing who is the one who survives, and I decided to overtake all of them, and we're seeing we're having massive understeer, and Red Bull has DNF'd. Mochi's teammate is out of the race, and Buck was trying to DNF me once again, and I was trying to have some aggression with him, but I wasn't too aggressive with them, and instead I just decided to just be a little bit pacifist, a little bit defensive, and most of them are ghosting, and this is now turning a fun game. This third race start is just getting very fun, and Buck is trying to kill me, but in reality I just spun a little bit and Buck still survived, and he was trying to destroy my rear suspension, but he failed to do that thing. And the miracle is that despite all these crashes, he did not damage his suspension, and he's still in the race. I decided to just run wide, and well, let's see if I can survive lap 5, but this has now turned into a Battle Royale. I'm now saying that thing many times, so I must stop that thing. I don't think I have to box anymore, because this isn't a race anymore, so we don't care if we finish first. We only care to finish the race, and we were trying to trick Bob in order to make him DNF and turn me into another survivor, and well, we're just trying to survive, and we're now into turn 4, and we're seeing that everything is doing fine, and Buck is trying to kill me, and into turn 5 I had to just break a little bit, but unfortunately Buck succeeded me, and despite that, despite killing me, he also DNF'd because he just crashed into the wall so hard that he damaged his front suspension, his front right one, and that means that these two drivers won the Battle Royale according to Eddie, the race organizer. So yeah, the race is now over, at least for the first half, because Eddie said that the second half of the race is going to continue in another day, because the race started at 9 p.m. for me. For them was 10 p.m. And well, as you could see, the Alfa Romeo decided to dive on the safety car, but he ghosted and instead crashed the wall, and that made the Alpine win the Battle Royale. Well, if we just say that there's only one winner. What I was going to say about the race, the race started at 9 p.m. for me. For them it was 10 p.m. At that point it was going to be midnight for them, and it was going to be too late, and to make the second part of the race would mean that the race could end like 12:30 a.m. for them, and if it could continue, and if it continued the second half of the race, if they did that thing, this could be the first race I've been participating to start on one day and finish on another day. But the race results for the first half of the race is determined that by the place we just started. So the second half of the race, maybe in the weekend or maybe in the next week, but the race is still going on, but we're in a pause. So hope we can get a good second half of the race. So in a few days I'm going to practice in that circuit, but meanwhile I have another race to do. So I gotta practice this. So have a nice day. Goodbye.